Don't say I'm not good to you. You asked for it and you're getting it. You wanted to know how I rank the Doctors in Doctor Who. Now, before we begin, some people are going to disagree with my list. Guess what? Your opinion is not wrong, and neither is mine. It's an opinion. None of this is law. I don't think you are wrong if you believe different to me. So let's not get into some petty arguments in the comments. Let's keep this fun. We're here to talk about a character that we all love and the 13 actors who have portrayed him in the TV show and have done a fantastic job. Because that's another thing. I love every single Doctor. And I love every actor who's been cast in the role. I love what they brought to the part. However, you asked me to put them in order, and I'm going to do that. Also, I'm only going to be using the TV appearances of the character to make my judgments and my decisions. Big Finish, BBC Books, all of that, great, but too much of it, and I've not seen it all. And I've not seen all of the show, to be fair. So this list could change in the future for me personally, if I were to think of it like that. But as it stands right now, this is my Doctors ranked, because I don't want to say worst to best, or best to worst, or west to best, or balls to be why it was the best of times, it was the blurst of times. I don't want to say that, because I don't hate any of them. But here they are. In 13th place, it's the War Doctor. Oh, John Hurt, you legend. Doctor Who is all about feelings for me. Something I enjoy about the show is the things it makes me feel, and usually it's to do with spectacle. When I was a kid and I first saw the 5 Doctors on DVD, I loved it because it was all of these Doctors in one adventure together. That was so exciting. I'd seen a couple of them separately, but there they were, all together. How amazing was that? And John Hurt has, to this day, one of the best memories for me in connection with the show and his Doctor, in terms of me watching it and reacting and feeling something at the time, and that was sitting in Guy Lambert's flat in London back in 2013 in the early summer, and it gets to the end of the name of the Doctor, and what I did without choice in the name of peace and sanity and all that, and he turns around, John Hurt is the Doctor. I was just like, what? Because that's the thing with the War Doctor, he's a one-off character, and as such, because it was also an anniversary event, and essentially a movie, and I love Day of the Doctor. Again, so many feelings associated with that, maybe I'll do a video about that one day, but I love Day of the Doctor because it is a big thing, it's a big movie film, and you need a Doctor who is only in that one story, and who is believably the Doctor. So that is the one time where it's completely okay to stunt cast, and in this case, they picked the great, legendary John Hurt, who instantly feels like the Doctor. His grandfatherly ways, which he isn't really grandfatherly, but him being mocked by 10 and 11 for being granddad and stuff, like, bring a nice change. He was the first older Doctor of the reboot. And also, like, his gravelly voice, John Hurt's voice is just lovely to hear, so hearing him tackling some dialogue like timey-wimey, which we'd all sort of taken the piss out of at this point, to hear him, like, taking the piss out of it himself was quite nice. The subtle jabs, the classic series, the new series from the point of view of the classic series, pretending that the War Doctor is sort of that era, were really nice. John did the absolute best he could with what he was given, but the reason why the War Doctor isn't higher on my list is because there's only one story of him. On television, there's only one story of him, so I don't get attached to him as much as I do the others. It's hard to get attached to him that soon, because you don't see him for long. And also, he's not the 11th Doctor and 10th Doctor are all going on about, like, you know, oh, you're the worst one, you did the worst thing, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, is he really? Because he seems just like the Doctor, but a bit perplexed. Even when he's about to, like, wipe out 2 species with the moment. Yes, he's full of regret. Yes, he's full of remorse. Yes, this is a big thing, and you can feel the weight of the situation and the decision in John Hurt's performance. But he's just a lovely old man. He shoots no more into a wall and then smacks that wall on some Daleks. He's not the monster that he'd been built up to be. Perhaps if you'd cast someone like Ian McShane, for example, in the role, he could have lent that almost menacing air to it. John Hurt could have done it, but the way the character was written in that special, he wasn't the one they chose to forget that we'd been led to believe. And because of that, he doesn't really fulfil his promise. That's not down to the performance, that's down to the writing, ultimately. Maybe it was a casualty of a previous version of the story involving the 9th Doctor, like if rumours to be believed. Who knows? Who dares to dream? But John Hurt, for a one-off, was believably the Doctor, carried the weight of it, and by the end of the story, yeah, it was genuinely kind of sad thinking, oh, we're not going to see him again in another television story. But what a great episode to have. If you're going to do just one, Day of the Doctor, not a bad way to go. So War Doctor is my 13th Doctor in my list. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Guess what? We're both right, but let's have a chat down in the comments and stick around because tomorrow and over the next few days I'm going to be revealing 12 to 1 of my Doctors ranked. See you later. I'm looking for the pub.